Yeah, marketing management of international business. What we will be discussing in today's video, the global marketing today. What we are looking into it, the world is shrinking absolutely rapidly, faster than even if you think. With the advent of faster communication, with the advent of faster transportation, the financial flows, everything is booming. The trade, international trade is booming and vibrant enough. Even in the past history, if you check this, we are living in one of the most booming time as far as international trade is concerned. Global firm, a firm that by operating in more than one country gains R&D production. The marketing, the financial advantages is cost reputation that are not available purely to the domestic competitors as the case might be. So major international marketing decision looking at the global marketing environment. What are we looking into it? We need to understand where we are positioned. Is the market saturated within our home countries, declining whether to go global or not? In case if it is saturated, in case if it is not increasing, let's go global. Deciding which all markets to enter, then the potential market needs to be identified. Deciding how to enter, as in what methodology, is it a joint venture, is it a trade agreement, it's just an export, or setting up a new entity out there. What are we looking toward? Deciding on the global marketing program, thereby we decide to become a global marketing organization. Looking at this environment, the international trade system, as the case might be, we are talking about the international trade, or the GATT, General Agreement on Trade and Tariff. The WTO, the World Trade Organization, and GATT, the General Agreement on Trade and Tariff, promotes world trade by reducing tariff across the countries over international trade. The WTO oversees GATT, imposes trade sanction, and mediates during global disputes. Now we have the FTZs or FTZs, if you may go around it, free trade zones. The regional free trade zone, the economic community, a group of nations organized to work towards the common goal in regulation of the international trade. European Union formed in 1957. The European Union set out to create a single European market by reducing the barriers, or let's say making it a free flow of products and services across countries, finances, labors among countries, and developing policies trade with non-member nations as the case might be. Here are all the affiliate nations of European Union. Economic communities, the European Union represents one of the largest single market. Its current members have almost every country barring the Great Britain, which made an exit last year, containing more than half of a billion consumers, accounting for approximately 20% of the world's exports altogether. So yes, we are talking about economic environment, which is part of an industrial structure and income distribution. So the retail sector, end consumer, who have the much more disposable income. What are the industrial structure where technology is present, where the high skilled labor are abundant, where the low skill, or should I say low wages, are persistent. So we're talking about subsistence economies, raw material exporting economies, industrialized economies, industrial economies as per se. Four type of industrial structures. Subsistence economy, the vast majority of people are engaged in a simple agriculture. Raw material exporting economies, rich in one or more natural resources, but poor in other ways. Example, Chile, Saudi Arabia. Industrialized economies, manufacturing accounts for 10 to 20% of the country's economy. Let's say Egypt's, India, Brazil. Industrial economy is major exporter of manufactured goods, manufactured services, and investment fund thereby. So we are talking about political legal environment. The nations differ greatly in their political legal environment in considering whether to do a business in a particular country, or companies should consider factors such as countries' attitude towards international buying, government bureaucracy, political stability, monetary regulations, you name it, and we have it. Counter trade, what are we looking? Most international trade involves transaction and cash it is. Yet many nations have little, probably no hard currencies to pay for their purchases from other countries. They want to pay with other items, let's say instead of cash. So I have bag full of rice, you have bag full of oil. Probably we can interchange. So if the people within oil countries doesn't have rice or wheat per se, and vice versa. You need to understand they may want to pay with other items instead of cash, which has led to the growing practice called counter trade. International trade involves direct or indirect exchanges of goods for other goods instead of cash. Counter trade takes place in as in barter system, as in compensatory system, or a counter purchase if we want to go around here. Culture environment, the impact of the culture on marketing structure, the impact of marketing structures on culture per se. The seller must understand the way our consumers work, behave in a different countries, think about and uses certain products before planning a marketing program. Understand the cultural traditions, preferences, behaviors can help companies not only avoid but embarrassing mistake, but also take advantages of cross-cultural opportunities. Whereas marketers worry about impact on culture of on their global marketing strategies. Other may worry about the impact of marketing strategies on the global culture. For example, social critics contend that large American multinational companies such as Coca-Cola, such as McDonald's, Starbucks, Nike, Microsoft, Disney, MTV aren't just globalization their brand, but they are Americanizing the whole world culture. This is what called culturalizations altogether. Deciding, you need to decide whether to go global or not. Not all company needs to venture into international markets just to survive. Operating domestically is easier and safer when companies that operate in global industries, where their strategic position in specific markets are affected strongly by their overall global position, must compete on regional or worldwide basis to succeed. This is what we would interest upon our which markets to enter? This is a pivotal question and very important question. Demographic characteristic. You need to understand the education of the people, the population size, the population growth, the population age, and the composition there about it. This is what demography is all about it. Let us understand the socio-cultural factor, the consumer lifestyle, the beliefs, the values, business norms and approaches, cultural and social norms and languages thereby. Again, one of those factors which might limit your business opportunities altogether. So if you are in a business which is prohibited or by the cultures in another country, probably you will not be able to make much of a foray. Similarly, for geographical characteristics, you need to understand the climate, the country size, the population density. Maybe it's an urban, maybe it's a rural, the transportation structure, the market accessibility. What are we looking into it? We are looking into political legal factors. What are we looking into it? The national priorities, the political stability, the government attitudes towards global trade, the government bureaucracy, the monetary and trade regulation, as the case might be. So, yes, we are talking about economic growth. Yes, we are talking about the gross domestic product size, the growth, the income distribution, the industrial infrastructure, the natural resources, whether the resources are abundantly available or not, and definitely, yes, money power, the finance, and the skilled workforce, as the case might be. So these are the all the factors, the demographic, geographic, social, cultural, political, and economical factor, which will give you a definite direction whether to enter a market or not. Then how to enter, deciding in how to enter. Do you just keep on exporting businesses? It might be direct, it might be through an agent, indirect, or having a joint venture, probably making an agreement with the home country and the parent country nationals, probably unit, and have a licensing understanding or contract manufacturing management, as the case might be. Or should you do open another company in a different country, a direct investment, assembly facilities and manufacturing? This is amount of commitment, this is the amount of risk, this is the amount of control that you will be likely to have, because the more investment that you get, the more profit you will be looking at. The more less amount of commitment, the less amount of profit that you will look into it. So market entry strategies: entering a foreign market by selling goods, producing the company's home countries, often with little, probably no modification per se. And this is what we should be striving on towards. Deciding how to enter the market, deciding whether to enter the market or not, or which market to enter. Let us talk of joint venturing, entering a foreign market with joining with a foreign company's hand to produce, market, and produce services. Licensing is where you provide a give license to other person or the foreign market to either enter into agreement with the license and in the foreign market. The contract manufacturing are joint ventures in which company contracts with the manufacturer of foreign market to produce the product and produce the services to the specification. There might be a technology transfer issue, there might be a process transfer issue. Everything should be mandated altogether. Joint venturing is all about management contracting. Joint venture in which a domestic firm supplies the management know-how how to of a foreign company that supplies capital. The domestic firm export management services rather than the product. Joint ownership, a joint venture in which company joins investors in foreign markets to create a local business in which company shares joint ownership and control. This is what we should be looking into it. The direct investment, the biggest involvement in foreign market comes through direct investment. The development of foreign based assembly or a manufacturing facility. Foreign direct investment is done by many reasons, including to take advantage of cheaper wages in the country, special investment privileges such as tax exemption offered by a country as an investment incentive for investment to gain tariff-free access to the market of a country or perhaps even a region altogether. This is direct investment. Why you give tariff-free access? Because it is generating manpower, it is generating employment, it is generating so many other freebies like a good, decent product, a good, decent lifestyle to the citizen, thereby so deciding on the global marketing program. So we need to understand what is my standardized global marketing things. The international marketing strategy for using basically the same marketing strategy and mix in all companies' international market. Adapted global marketing, an international market as the case might be, strategy for adjusting the marketing mix elements of each international target market bearing more cost but hoping for a large market share in return. That is what we are talking about it. Look at what McDonald's is doing. McDonald's is serving beer in the Germany market. Probably McDonald's is not serving beer in the American market where it is the culture, the vision, the motto is completely different. It's fun for the families, fun for the friends all together, but no beer. It's not alcoholic beverage. But in Germany, everything goes with beer, right? So it has been serving out their beer, and so it is tweaking out the changes here and there every now and then. Product strategies, product extension, marketing a product in a foreign market without any change. What are we looking into it? We need to understand if there are no changes in product or promotion, it is straight extension. But if there is no change in the product, but they adapt, as I said with McDonald's serving beer, it's a communication adaptation. Similarly, when we are adapting the product has been adapted and there's no change in promotion. Probably this is what we are looking into it. Let's say for McDonald's, let us continue with the McDonald's example. In India, probably they're not serving beef burgers in the burger. What they are doing, they might be serving some kind of vegetable burgers altogether, vegetable patty altogether filled in place of beef burger. That is what I call product adaptation. And then probably there are market where you can have veg burgers and non-veg burgers in the McDonald's burger shop. So that's a dual adoption. This is where we go for a product inventions or innovation, developing a new product akin to the taste of that culture, of that country. So 5 global product and communication strategies, product adaptations, adapting a product to meet a local condition or wants in a foreign market, product invention, creating a new product and service for a foreign market thereby. This is what we are looking into it. Promotion, companies can either adopt or probably continue with the same communication strategy they use in the home market to change it for a local market. Some global companies use a standardized advertising theme across the world. Of course, even in the highly standardized communication campaign, some adjustment may be required in terms of language, in terms of content because of the cultural differences. To make Oreo cookies sell well in China, Kraft completely reinvented the popular all-American classic. Kraft now has begun selling the popular Chinese wafers elsewhere in Asia, as well as in Australia, as well as in Canada. Probably this is what we are looking at it. Yes, the most important point is price. Companies face many considerations in setting the international prices. A Gucci handbag may sell for $60 in Italy and $240 in United States. Reason? Why? Gucci fears a price escalation problem. It must add to the cost of transportation. It must add to the cost of tariff. It must add the cost of the importer margin, the wholesaler margin, the retail margin in any sort to its factory price. And see what is catapulted to 4 times the price that it sells a Gucci bag in Italy from $60 to $240. Another problem involving a setting of price for goods that a company ships to a foreign subsidiary. If the company charges a foreign subsidiary too much, it may end up paying higher tariff duties. If it is too little, it can be charged as dumping. You are basically dumping altogether onto different countries, which has been leveraged with a lot of laptop making companies perhaps says, or electronic companies per se. The internet is making the global price difference absolutely obvious because everybody is able to access the prices. When firms sell their wares over internet, customer can see how much a product is selling for in different countries. They can even order a given product directly from the company location, the dealers offering a lowest price. This is forcing the companies towards a standardized international marketing price. We'll talk about international channel, the whole channel view, designing the international channel that takes into account the entire global supply chain. The marketing channel forging a effective global value delivery network. What are we looking into it? We are talking for international sellers. We are talking about channels between the nations. We are talking about channels within the nation. And then finally, it ends up to the retailer, retail buyer, or the end consumer. So from international seller to the channel between nations to channel within nations to the final end user. This is the global value delivery network that goes around here. We come to the deciding the global marketing organization. Companies manage their international marketing activities at least in three different ways. More companies first organize an export department. Absolutely, export. And you are just exporting. You just exporting, nothing else. Then create an international division. Divisions out here, divisions out here. Absolutely. And finally become a global organization in short. So these are small baby steps before it becomes a global marketing organization, or should I say multinational organization. With these thoughts, I leave to an end of this video presentation. Thank you for watching the same.